good evening, good people. Welcome to another edition of Legend from the Past and Future Show. We're gonna have a fine show tonight, and in the house we have Miss Deneen. Deneen, what's going on, Deneen?
Hey,
How you doing?
everything's good. Everything's good. Excited about our guest tonight. Looking forward to getting a lot of information.
Yeah, yes. Roger, how you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm doing good. It's good to be back. You know, especially since my paycheck got cut, but it's good to be back. You know, we don't get to take no leave with pay. I guess once I left the military, all that went out the door. But it's all good. You know, I'm ready. I'm fired up by our guest. He seemed like he highly motivated, energy wise. He ready to crack some jokes. He quick, but I'm quick too. So we're gonna see how this thing go.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look, we had a show last week, man. It was off the chain, and because of it, that's what Deneen gonna do, right?
She traveling, but she's traveling anyway.
Shit.
She says she gonna traveling. Where you going in, Deneen?
Well, I'm going to Kenya, and I'm going to be a guest on the show when I come back to report on what's going on in Kenya.
All right, now.
And not
That's
just
what
you.
I'm talking about.
Not just you. We're gonna bring the team back. All of you. Yeah. But you know what? Not to delay the process. We got a power show coming tonight, man. This young man, this brother is dear to me, you know, in more ways than possible. You know, he's my god brother. His mother was one of the loves of my life, man. I tell you, it's just a pleasure and an honor to have Blair on the show. So we're gonna bring him to the stage. Without further ado, give him a drum roll. Blair, how you doing tonight, man? Welcome to the show.
I'm good, God brother, and I'm glad to be live. And I want to say big up to Annapolis. I miss you all very much. And now you know I got on because Armand is my god brother, so that's how I got on the show. I'm not a legend at all.
Well, that's not how you got on the show. You got on the show because of your accomplishments and who you are and what you've done. So
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Denise.
yes.
Absolutely. That's why you got here, because I was reading your book. I mean, I'm sorry, your resume. But
or lack thereof, yes.
It's a plethora.
I didn't even know who that was. I was like, who the hell is that? Armand was like, that's you. And I was like, it is? Recognize it.
Right.
You know, Blair, you are truly legendary. You deserve every bit of it, bro. Every bit of it. But you know, let's travel back down memory lane, man. Where were you born and raised?
I say anything I've done, I owe it to my mother, who was born July 27th, 1943, and then in Washington, and her family, Robert and Rachel Chisholm, lived in Annapolis, so that's why she ended up there. And she had me when she was 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she worked at the Annapolis City Hall for Mayor Roger Pip Moyer. So that's how I got to be in Annapolis.
Wow. Okay.
So now we're gonna discuss some of your mom.
Yes.
After the 30-minute break, okay? But right now it's gonna be about you. So what are some of the things you did while growing up? Right?
Let's see. While growing up, I remember I went to Wiley Bates Junior High, and then Annapolis High, and then Morgan State.
Okay. So you went to Morgan State. Now, before we get there, did you participate in any sports while growing up?
Kind of, sort of. So I was in ROTC for 2 years, and while I was in ROTC, they had me play a variety of sports.
Okay.
And the ROTC program, the Bear Battalion, they got me a scholarship so I could stay in school. And that's how I finished Morgan. And let's see, while I was there, what did I play? I played, they taught me how to play golf and football and a few other things. And swim.
Okay. What was your major while there?
I was a journalism major, so I learned the first rule of journalism is never be afraid of the truth.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Well, before I pass it over to Roger, I want to say, Jack Abrams, welcome to the show. And he said, great birthday to you, my brother.
Tell him I appreciate that. I'm getting a little older. I'll be 60 next year, not this year. I'll be 59. So
50.
me and Halle Berry are same age.
Yeah.
You're the baby in the
My
group.
claim to fame.
But you're the baby in the group.
That's right. She's a little older than me, but that's okay.
Hey, where's your wife at?
She is in the back somewhere.
She knows she in competition with Halle Berry, man.
She's younger than Halle, so she didn't consider that competition at all.
And she's present.
That's my man. Roger's on you, brother.
Yeah, I was reading. Welcome to the show, Blair. We're so happy to have you and so proud of you. I was reading all your accomplishments, and same to you, my brother. Now I noticed you have a minute things of financial attributes here. But you said you started off in journalism. Did you do anything in journalism, or did I miss that on your bio?
I was in all the same classes as a White House correspondent, April Ryan. So I learned a little bit about journalism while I was in class, and then I pivoted over to finance. And I was very fortunate to go to Columbia and get my MBA. They were nice enough to let me in. So I studied finance there, and I went and hung out with the guys at CNBC for a little while, and then I focused on finance and I became a banker.
Yeah, I saw that. Now, you work for who? You work for? I saw something. Because you had a lot of. I saw where you was working for.
I worked for the New York Common Retirement Fund.
There you go.
So I worked with them, and I managed a $5 billion fund for them.
Right.
And helped a lot of Black people make a lot of money there. And then I went to work before that, I worked for a bank. I worked for Wells Fargo for a little while, and what used to be Wachovia and what used to be Dean Witter for a long time. Or actually, Morgan Stanley. I'm sorry, Smith Barney. I get them mixed up. Sorry, that was a long time ago, so that's how old I am.
Now, you're still a baby. You're not even 60 yet.
I appreciate that.
The same age, my little bro. So, but my little brother. You know,
thank you, Roger.
We all in our 60s up there. Well, I don't know. I think Deneen is 23 or something. But
that's right. That's right. That's right.
You know, I'm going by.
I'm young. Don't put me in that class.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on and turn it over to Deneen.
So I have a couple questions. One of the questions that I have is because that actually, Roger, that was one of my questions. I was like, okay, how did you get into finance? So yeah. So the other question that I have is how did you get into finance? But my focus is on the Promethean
EP strategy.
Two questions. One is, where'd you get that name from? And the other one is, can you describe to us what asset management is?
Yes. So Prometheus was the god that brought enlightenment and fire to human beings.
Great.
So that's why I called it Promethean AB strategies, because my goal was to bring enlightenment to folks that look and sound like you and me. And I wanted to take my experience in finance as a banker and enlighten folks a little bit. So not to elevate myself as a god, but simply to borrow that name because that's who brought fire to human beings in what they say in mythology. So that's where the name came from.
Okay.
And asset management is basically a term that is used for things like real estate and private equity and public equities and hedge fund. That's all wrapped up in a term they call asset management.
Right. So real estate. So I think what your resume said was that you focus on helping diverse led
Yes.
organizations, right?
Yes.
So how do you decide who's going to come? Do you call them? They call you? How did that work?
They reached out to the New Common Retirement Fund, and then
Mhm.
we evaluated them pretty strongly. Probably more strongly than anybody else, unfortunately. But they got a heavy evaluation. Once they were evaluated, then they gave them the okay to manage money for us. So they did that. A lot of your pensions are managed by folks. A lot of people don't realize that people of color only make up about less than 10% of the pension money that's out there.
Oh, okay. That's it.
It's managed.
That's
Yes.
good. That's good.
Your
How long?
pension money is managed by somebody. And a lot of times, a person of color trying to manage that money historically has been held away from that.
Right, which that makes sense. Now, how long did you do that, and when did you start that company?
Let's see. I started that company way back in 2010, and I did it for a couple of years. And then I was given the opportunity to come work at the Milken Institute, which is a nonprofit think tank.
Okay.
Actually, let me take that back. I had the opportunity after working at Promethean AB Strategies, or starting Promethean AB Strategies. Let's see. I then went to work with a asset manager, and then I had the opportunity to work for the Milken Institute.
Okay. Well, good. Thank you very much. I'm going to give it back to Armand and save my other questions for later.
So now you were a chief investment officer, right?
I was a long time ago. I
so-
worked for what is called a community development financial institution. I was the chief investment officer there, and I helped them manage their money there. And this was probably the largest chief community development financial institution in New York.
Okay. Now, do you still participate in different investment companies, or do you help people with their investment?
I offer my advice for free now.
Wow.
We like that, don't we, Roger? We like that, don't we?
I don't get paid anymore. I used to, but not anymore. Now I offer the advice for free. You walk up to me on the street and ask me for my advice, and I just give it to you.
All right.
So if I wanted you to come to the house and talk investments, man,
I'd be happy to do it.
My man. So talk a little bit about this $5.2 billion investment portfolio. What was that all about?
Portfolio is a collection of asset managers, and when you add them all up to their net worth, it was $5.2 billion.
Wow. And how long did you do that?
I did that for a couple of years.
Maybe
That kind of 5,
stressful?
I think. Yes.
Was that sometimes stressful, man?
Yes, very much so. Especially trying to help people of color manage pension money. That was very stressful. That was probably the most stressful part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about that? Okay, I want to caveat on that, Armand. So of the 5.2 billion, inquiring minds want to know, how much do you get out of all of that?
I got a civil servant salary.
So you get a salary. You don't get like a commission or anything.
No,
like
you don't
that.
get because that's against the law.
Wow. Don't want to break the law.
And profit off of the information.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's that would be always my question.
That's a good question. But the information, the knowledge that you get makes you feel smarter, and you do smart things. For example, way back in the day, I sold my Tesla stock, and everybody was like, "You're crazy, don't sell that stock. That stock is worth a lot of money." Then I sold it, and then it dropped significantly. And then people thought I was a genius for some reason for selling all that stock.
Oh, okay. So now we're talking. See, now I know Amon is excited about that. When he started talking about the stocks and making money, right?
You better believe it. You better believe it. Absolutely. Well, look,
You know what to do.
we're gonna welcome Kim Jones to the show. Welcome to the show, Kim. You just put a smile on Blair's mouth, and we're gonna pass it over to. Before I give it to Roger, there is a question.
Now, your Uncle Kim is very responsible. I credit him for the direction of my life and the way it went, because when he was a teacher at Wiley Bates, he actually talked to me about what I need to do. And so I did it. I took his advice and I went in the right direction, and then I ended up being who I am. And your Uncle Kim is responsible for that in a big way.
Okay. So, circling back to the investment portfolio.
Yes.
Right? So the question from Kim was this primarily minority investment?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you right?
Yeah, so Blair, I appreciate you big time, how you want to help people for free. Because, working for Army, you can't even get a free hoodie or a free hat. But and your investment advice probably made some people a significant amount of money, But we get phone calls even when we're in other states, but we can't get a hat, can't get a hoodie, none of that type stuff. That's okay. So, with you, with you
give them hats at least.
Yeah,
man.
Thank you. At least a hat. I mean, he had a hat for me, and he told me he had it. I was out of town. I said, I'll give you the money when I come back. He gave it to somebody else.
Wow.
But
I mean, if they're on the show, you should give them a hat.
Oh my God. At least a hat.
Or at least a keychain or something.
At least a keychain. There you go. It's just crazy. So
something.
Yeah. You killing me, So with all of the stuff you going on, all them boards and everything you're sitting on, which is actually amazing. I'm sitting up here reading your when I went through your bios, like reading a book, man. I was like, this guy done everything. When do you have time for your free time for yourself, and what do you do on your free time? If I'm not getting personal.
I'm just taking it now. So now I'm going to take more free time in my 60s than I had in my 50s. I didn't have any free time.
Yeah, because I'm looking at your thing. You on this board, you on that board, and on that other stuff. I'm like, MBA and this, BS and that. I said, when do this guy have time for himself? And he doing that, so those boards, are you still actively working on those boards? Or are you just doing the figurehead thing?
I'm going to pull back a little bit now. I hadn't before, but I am now. And now I'm going to take more time for me. Now that I'm in my 60s, or I will be in my 60s next year.
Yeah, because, time is fleeting.
Yes,
yeah,
I agree.
Time is fleeting, and you have to take time for yourself. Like Deneen, I told her I was going to Germany. She's like, taking the grandbabies. I said no.
Nice.
I'm going to hang out
for yourself.
By myself. Huh?
Go for yourself.
I am. I'm going for myself. I'm going to have a good time. And I just spent a lot of money on them for Christmas. And grandkids need to understand, when you spend a lot of money on them for Christmas, that's for the whole year. I spent money on you for Christmas.
Your memories are yours. That's important.
That's right. Very important. So I'm going to turn it over to Deneen before she leave and go to Africa.
Yeah, where you going, man?
Exactly.
Going to Nairobi, or where are you going?
Yeah, that's one of the places. And then there's another place that starts with the M or something. And we're also going to be going to London. So we're going to do work and pleasure, mostly work though. So I'm excited about it. Okay, so you're a graduate of Columbia University, got an MBA. And you said we talked about journalism, but we didn't talk about the finance degree, right? So
Yes.
you got that too, and they appointed you as adjunct professor. So are you still?
Yes, I got the opportunity to teach there. It took them 10 years to figure out I was worthy enough to teach there after getting the MBA.
How long did you do that? Are you still doing that? Because now, I mean, you could do one class here and there.
Was doing it for a year, and I'm going to probably go back doing it again. Hopefully.
Okay.
We'll see what Columbia folks say.
Now here, okay, so you also on the board on the Arthur Ashe Institute for Urban Health Board. I love that, but we got Black History Month coming up, and Arthur Ashe is definitely one of those prominent people.
My frat brother Arthur Ashe was a pioneer. So the Arthur Ashe Board for Health actually goes into underserved communities like Brooklyn, and they help people with health challenges. They get them doctors. Like, for example, you're in a hair salon, and they come in and they'll take your blood pressure. They've actually saved lives doing that. They took this one person's blood pressure while they were in the barber chair, and they're like, you got to go to the hospital right now. So that person did it, and it saved their life.
So what is on the agenda for the board for this year? Like you guys' last board meeting, what were you guys talking about?
That's a good question. I have to check in with them, and I'll find out.
I mean, because
I use one word, I would say expansion. So getting into other communities and trying to help them.
I get that because I always know, boards are always planning for the future. So they're a little ahead of everybody on that. I have one more thing that I wanted to say, and this is near and dear to Armand. So I'm going to put it out there. I see you were 2 years ROTC scholar.
Yes.
What?
My mother said in my sophomore year, at the end of my sophomore year, you have to figure out how to pay for the rest of college. So I got the fastest degree I could get, which was the ROTC 2-year scholarship. So I went down to Fort Bragg and then to Fort Gordon. And then I got the opportunity to get the scholarship, and they paid for the rest of school.
Well, then, so you're familiar with Augusta. When I said Augusta, you were supposed to say, oh, yeah, I know Augusta. That's where Fort Gordon is.
Yep. Yeah, the Senior Corps School is down there, too. And so I bought my first car down there.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Go ahead, Armand.
Well, I'd like to welcome my nephew Dante to the show, and the Knight Brothers show. It's probably Lenny. Welcome to the show,
Dante.
So we're gonna take a short commercial break for an advertisement. Yeah, and she's here. Jackie Clark is here, so we're gonna.
Is this where you give Deneen and Roger hats?
Okay. And don't forget the hoodies. Right.
I'm just lobbying for hats.
And I need you to move both of them. Move your skills, because you got the skills.
I have only so much influence. A free hat is a good investment. That's good advertising.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna welcome Jackie. We're gonna welcome Jackie on board.
He ain't say yes. He ain't say yes.
So move you guys and bring Jackie on so we can
He just moving
talk
on.
about what we want to do. All right. See you guys in a few. Jackie, welcome. And
hey, I hope my Wi-Fi does better today. Oh my goodness, it's so horrible. I'm sorry.
Tell us what you got. What you wanna talk about?
Hey, so I want to talk about Journey 365 Fitness. We are African American owned, woman owned, Delta owned, D9 owned fitness app. We help people make changes every day, and we focus on helping people, under or over the age of 40 lose weight. So we've been We built this app for it's been 6 months going strong. We have about 100 users right now, and we are on our way. Our goal is to identify 365 people that want to change their life by losing 25 to 50 pounds this year. You still have 50 weeks left in this year, and we can help you achieve your goal. So if you want more information, go to www.journey365fitness.com. Register for the app. You get a 7-day free trial. You really don't have anything to lose but weight. So hopefully to see you on the other side. We do weekly onboarding sessions every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time to help you get acclimated with the app. Hopefully we'll see you.
Jackie, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out, giving your advertisement. Now, have a nice night. Come again. We're going to bring you on again, okay?
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
All right. Now, Blair.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna dive into Alex Haley, your mother, and the experience back in the day, man. What can you tell us about Alex Haley and your mother?
So, my mom gets a call while she's at City Hall in Annapolis from a guy named Alex Haley. This is before 1977. This is probably the late 60s, early 70s. And he said, I need to get access to the city archives because I'm writing this book called Roots. And she was like, Roots, okay. And so she helped him out. And, she introduced him to all the right people. And she knew the ins and outs of the city pretty well as the mayor's secretary. So the Kunta Kinte Festival and everything that we celebrate, the statues that are down to the dock, are probably there. When I read through the letters that he wrote to thank her for all the help that she gave him, I saw that in the letters that how much of an influence she had over the project. And she used to really hammer me about watching the show in 1977. I didn't realize why until recently, until after she passed and I got all the letters. She kept the letters to herself for a long time.
Now, do you have in your possession any of the letters?
I do. I have all of them.
You do?
Hmm?
It would be nice, man, if you could just scan some in and send them to me, and we can advertise those, man.
I may do that.
Are you okay with that?
I may do that.
My man. Now, Roger, what question do you have for Blair?
Blair is the man. I got a million questions for him, but I know our time is. We got a few minutes. We got time. Yeah, you say when you went down to Fort Bragg for training, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you happen to exit from any of those aircrafts while in flight?
I did not go to airborne school. I did not get my jump certificate. I did get to ride in Huey, and I did get to experience that. So I had that experience, and I did get to rappel from a 75-foot bridge into a river. So that was my experience.
Yeah, that's what they used to do pre-jungle training over there. Because I was stationed at Fort Bragg. I did the airborne thing. And how did you like Fort Gordon? Because Fort Gordon, I remember I was stationed there as well because I was a signal guy.
Not as challenging as Fort Bragg.
Huh?
Not as challenging as Fort Bragg.
Fort Gordon,
by comparison, was a luxury resort.
I didn't like the way it smelled. It was by that sewage plant, So
Fort Bragg, I got bit by ticks and spiders. It was pretty horrific.
they got them down there. Did you happen to attend the little jungle school they had, Recondo school they had down there? Because I was a Recondo instructor, and a lot of ROTC folk came through there.
I did. That was a long time ago, but yes. At the end of 1988, I had the opportunity to do that.
And that's good. So with all that military stuff, why didn't you end up in the military?
Well, that's a long story.
Just give us the highlights.
So the highlight is that they made me an 01 to butter bars, and I had the opportunity to get a couple salutes and then sit in the truck all day in Signal Court.
So and that was it.
That was it. Then they let me out, let me loose on the world.
Yeah, well, obviously you did great, and it wasn't a problem, you know. And just looking at your resume, you know, you've represented us extremely well, being a
I
hand.
tried to, but I was still disappointed, I think.
Yeah, no, you good, you real good. But I'm gonna turn it over to Deneen because she getting ready to go to Zamunda.
That's right. Wakanda forever. So I wanted to know, do you have any mentors in the finance field? Do you have anybody that's in the finance field that mentored you, that you know that was really kind of significant, you know, in your journey as you did that?
So the short answer is yes. A lot of the guys that came through the New Common to get investment or to have the opportunity to invest became my mentors. Like, so guys like Robert Smith, who did the philanthropic thing with the Morehouse students, he was a mentor of mine and still is, and a few others.
Nice. That was, you know, you answered the next question that I had, because the next question I had was, can you name drop? And Robert Smith is definitely a name drop for sure.
That's the only one I'll drop.
Do you also, you know what I
don't want to get in trouble.
No, that's okay. I'm sure he's okay with it.
He's okay with it, but he gave me permission.
Do you have an investment style?
Yes.
Like, can you tell us what your investment style is?
I invest in what I like.
Is that what you would recommend?
I buy stock in it.
You say it again. I'm sorry.
If I like something, I buy stock in it. For example, I bought stock in Warner Brothers, and then that shot up because I'm a big Warner Brothers fan. I bought stock in Nike and Adidas because I like shoes, and that stock shot up. I learned that when I was a banker because I used to ask a client all the time who was very wealthy. I was like, why do you buy these stocks? And he was like, I like them. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah. And they shot up. And he bought a private plane as a result of it. And he was able to afford to keep the plane. And I used to try to talk him out of it. I used to try to talk him down from owning the plane. And he was like, no, the stocks keep the plane afloat. And he was right.
I love that, because that just kind of confirms I'm on the right track. The first stock I bought it because because of something that was happening in my life. Like, I was getting stuff in the mail all the time for this one particular company, and I was like, wow, they're buying up everything. And that was the first stock that I bought, and it has gone up 200%. So I agree with that. And then again, same thing. As soon as it's just something like, I go there all the time. I go to places all the time. If I go somewhere frequent, I'm buying it. That's what I'm buying. I'm buying things.
About my style. So if I like it, chances are somebody else likes it, and they're buying the stock.
I like that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So that's good information for everybody, because that's what people always want to know. They're like, how do I pick it? And it's like, pick something that you use, pick something that you like, you know, and pick something that you know you're always going to need, right?
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and that information was free, Armin.
I like it. It was great. Like I said, that's good information for everybody.
3 things that people love.
Everybody needs to send us some stars for that one. Like, how much is it for stars, Armand?
Real estate and shoes and real estate are 2.
That's right.
Tell me what's third. That everybody needs.
I'm gonna say credit. Finance companies.
No,
water. Oh, I like that. Utility, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's good. That's good. I was thinking finance because everybody, all these people are deep in debt. So that was my thing. So I'm like, I buy, finance stocks where people are always giving out loans on high interest.
Here's some free advice on wealth building. If you want to build wealth now, buy water stocks now.
Yeah, because there is a shortage.
Will be very wealthy.
Thank you. We see once again, we should be getting some stars, Amon. Everybody should give us a star for that free information.
Or free hats.
We'll see. That ain't gonna happen. That dude tight.
We're getting our
advertising.
We're getting our hats. We're actually gonna look before you guys know it. We're all gonna be wearing uniforms every time we come on now. So it's just a matter of time.
Is it?
He likes. He likes that. He likes that order. He likes the control. We all gonna have to wear the uniform.
I get to put my airborne wings and all that stuff on it. I wear it.
There you go. See. Anyway, well, thank you for the information. I appreciate it, and Armand's gonna take it.
So Blair, before I actually give you the question that Kim asked, you didn't know at the time, but now that you know what you know, how does it feel actually knowing that your mother had a hand with Alex Haley?
It feels pretty good. Now, every time I watch Roots or I read the book, I think about that experience. And I think about her in the late 70s, and early 70s, and late 60s, what she went through. She went through hell. I have to be honest. Annapolis back then was a very different place. It was very segregated, and where she worked was a challenge for a woman of color. She was probably the first woman of color to work in City Hall in any capacity that was near the mirror, that wasn't pushing a broom.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. I'm hoping he was talking about those letters, but I'm hoping it seems to me that those letters should be, in, I don't know if we have that in Annapolis, but do they have a place honoring Alex Haley, like in the State House or anything like that? I mean, that they used to have this place in Annapolis where they had like all these documents. I wonder if they still have that. That seems like they should be on file somewhere. It should, preserve.
Maybe.
They got the statue downtown.
Yeah.
That's about it. When I go down and I see a little white kid sitting on top.
Oh my God! Please don't get me started.
That really burns me up whenever I see that. Did you ever at any time? All right, we have some questions from the audience, but at any time, did you get a chance to actually speak with him?
With him? No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna get to the audience question. Start with Kim Jones first. How does one approach your group to get the funds to invest in a concept, and is a template to follow?
I can tell you where to go to find the money, but I can't give you the money myself. I can write you a check.
Where should we go? I think that's what the question is. Where?
I will not tell you on this forum. I'll tell you one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Okay, that sounds good, man. That sounds good. Blair, let me tell you something.
That's how people get sued. That's why people keep their mouth shut.
Let me tell you something, Blair. This is the Legend from the Past and Future show. Now we are very informative and transparent. All right.
That's right. Let's hope.
Well, I like him gatekeeping because that means I have in. I gotta get your number.
There you go.
Good.
Get it from Armand.
Now, Blair.
Yes, sir.
Another of the audience asked, "What advice would you give to young adults that struggle to start investing?" That's a good question.
Good question. Take your money first and save it. Then think about if you want to invest in the stock market. Find a platform that does not charge you a lot of money. Don't let them nickel and dime you. And then become financially fluent, not financially literate, financially fluent. The difference between financial literacy and financial fluency. Financial literacy is knowing about stocks and bonds and cash. Financial fluency is knowing where the cash and stocks and bonds are and what to invest in, and having the confidence in yourself to invest. That's what financial fluency is. That's the difference between that and financial literacy. For example, Armand, if I said, you know what, I want to make you financially literate, would you be excited or insulted? If I said I want to make you financially fluent, which would you rather be? Financially literate or financially fluent?
I want to be literate.
I think fluent. Because when you think about fluent, somebody say, "Are you fluent in that?" If you're fluent in something, that means you're basically an expert. He
broke down the difference
right on the head. Look at you. That's why women are more likely to be investors than men. Look at that.
Thank you.
Particularly women of color are more than likely to be good investors. That's what the statistics say.
I read that. Okay.
I think what he was saying, though, Armand, just to clarify,
I still want to be literate. I want to know about this stuff. Okay. All right. I want it absorbed inside.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying what now, Denise?
I was saying, I think just to clarify, yes, I mean, you want to be literate because you want to know about it. But what he was saying was he was comparing the two words. It's kind of like, there's semantics. So he's saying when you refer to literate, the opposite of that is illiterate. So you're saying that you're illiterate in an area, but you want to be literate. So he's saying that what does it sound like when you say fluent as opposed to
look at you.
You know what that sounds like? You ever watch Stephen A. Smith? Fluid.
Well, he says no. He says fluid, not fluent. Fluent.
Me either. But he said fluent was where the money is.
Right. Now him I've met. You asked me who I've met. Yeah. I met him.
You met Stephen A. Where in what capacity? Like how did that happen?
He was giving a seminar and I was introduced to him, and I was in the receiving line and shook hands with him, and we had a conversation briefly, and we talked a little bit about finance very briefly.
Was that in New York or was that in North Carolina? Because I know
it was in New York.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that where you live now in New York? You and your family?
Yes. That's where I am right now. And that's where I have been living since Columbia. So that would be 97, 98.
30-ish, 30 plus.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So Blair, how long have you been married, Blair?
Wow. 20 years.
20. How many children do you have?
2.
What's the ages of your children?
16 and 13.
Have you been grooming them to learn exactly what you know? And
I
hope so. Let's hope.
Okay, cool.
God willing.
My man.
I guess my caveat off that would be, do they have an interest in learning?
Yeah.
They do. So the short answer to that is yes. Learning what? That's a different question.
I mean, they've been living it. And so kids don't do what you tell them, they do what they see. So they've been seeing it. It's just it's in them.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah,
how many kids do you have?
They see it, they still don't do it. They like one of my friends, he built up a serious real estate empire. His son grew up in that, but he don't want anything to do.
Don't want
it.
Well, yeah, he don't want it because he already got it. Yeah. That's why he don't want it.
Well, he's
the first generation built it, the second generation spends it, the third generation loses it. That's
and the fourth generation is back to start.
Yeah, they back to building it. But things worked out for him. He overseas playing professional basketball, but
he'll come back. He'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
So Blair, I'm going to give it Roger in a second, but
yes, sir.
Lisa DeHaces.
Yes.
The PG.
My classmate from AHS.
Well, you know what? That's your classmate. That's right. She said that you need to come back to Annapolis and help help us become fluid.
Financially fluent.
Financially fluent. She's right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Raj. On you, bro.
Blair, you mentioned that you help a lot of people with investments, so people come to you and ask questions, right? On the number side, how many of us, people that look like us, are coming towards you for information on that platform?
100%.
And how many of them are, if you, to your knowledge, are following up on the information that you gave them?
That's it. 100%. If they come to me, I usually give them something to do, so they follow up.
Okay, and you give that to them, like you said, for free to help them, move on in life and make great investments.
For example, I'm going to send to Armand a list of water stocks that I want you to buy.
Okay, but we might not get it. We can't get hats, so how in the world are we going to get that information?
You're going to have to take the money of yourself and buy the water stock. And then when that stock blows up, you give the money to your kids and grandkids.
Now I get enough money to buy a hat.
You'll have the money to buy a hat and then some. Well, Armand is going to give you a free hat because that's going to be an investment in advertising. So that's why he's going to give it to you.
Okay.
I'm going back to Deneen.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was in here. I was trying to get in the chat because I was just trying to put some information in there. Some of the things that he was saying, just putting that fluency thing in there. But I thank you so much for all the information that you provided. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, he does need to come to Annapolis, do a little seminar. I mean, and he doesn't have to do it pro bono because people in Annapolis have a few coins. So
I would do it for free.
Well, we would love for you to come. We would love for you to come down and we can get some people together so that, we all can, just be more fluent in finances because finances rule the world.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. So Armand, you need to get on that and see what we can do as far as getting him down in Annapolis to help some folks out. Because there's some people out there that have a few dollars that they would like to invest and they just don't know how to do it. So
right. And make sure you pass that water information on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it tonight.
Yeah, Armand, I want the information tonight.
Hey, once I get it, you guys got it, man.
Well, appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have for tonight. I mean, you've given us a lot of good information. I mean, you're well versed and it seems like this is your passion. And so we love that part because if it's your passion, then we know the information that we're getting has been vetted. So we appreciate that.
There are only 50 million of us in this country out of 340 million. So we need to do as much as we can to help each other. I believe that, and my mother believed that, and she instilled that in me. So we need to do as much as we can to help each other out and keep helping each other out. It doesn't stop with one generation. We have to keep doing it for every generation. We have to instill in each generation the need to do it. Or, as you can see with the current administration, they will take it all away.
Right.
You won't be able to do it.
Yeah, it's important I appreciate the fact that you are willing to teach us because that when you teach us, then we're able to teach somebody else. So that is that's how we build.
Yeah. Well, Roger, do you have anything that you want to say to Blair before we get out of here?
Blair, thanks for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate you.
Roger, thank you for your service and for everything you do.
Yeah, and thanks, man. But it's all about you tonight, and we really appreciate. I mean, you done it all. You're gonna serve your country, all the financial accomplishments. You're not gatekeeping. You're trying to help people. You have represented our city extremely well. And
amen. Yes.
Thank you so much. Deneen.
Oh, did I get lost out? No, I'm good. I don't have anything else. I'm just saying thank you. I'm looking forward to what we're gonna get from you offline. And thank you everybody for joining us tonight.
Well, Deneen, thank you, and I appreciate everything you do.
So now, Blair, we're
It's
gonna allow you to leave an encouraging, positive nugget. But before you do that, next week we're gonna have another exciting show. We're gonna have Lisa who, Deneen?
Lisa Lane.
Lisa Lane. Lisa Lane gonna be on the show with us next week, and she's a beautician in Annapolis, big time.
Salon owner.
So,
okay. All right.
owner. She will be with us next Wednesday. Now, also, I want everybody to keep in mind what we have coming up. Our event will be coming up in March. March 21st. More to follow. Okay, Blair, what do you have for us?
Let's see. At first, I want to be invited to the event. That's number one. 2, I want to say thank you to God for giving me the opportunity to do what I do. And 3, I want to thank you, Armand, for having me on the show. And thank you for the opportunity to speak to my hometown, which I miss very much.
Awesome. Hold tight. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.